Hello everyone, this is Zox here, and today, this is Checkmate. Well, as you can probably tell, we are going to be winning with Checkmate today, which Checkmate, as you know, is a horrible card for chess. I don't know what they were thinking when they introduced Checkmate. Probably their idea was you play King first, and on King on turn 6, and then on the following turn, Checkmate will be 7 mana, and you play Checkmate for lethal. What they did not realize is that instead of playing Checkmate for lethal, we can just play another king, which honestly works a lot better than playing Checkmate. But anyways, now that chess is out of rotation and the entire chess archetype is in shambles, I decided to at least, you know what, give it some hope at the very least, do something with the entire archetype so that it can possibly theoretically even try to get even a single win. And here's the deck that I cooked up. So, as you know, to discount Checkmate, we need to have allied followers with at least 8 attack in play. So, our targets are going to be Flame Destroyer, a classic card that I actually unironically included into the deck because it will end up being a cheap way to get a 9 attack follower on board, which actually discounts Checkmate. Gunlord's Hide and Seek, a card that was introduced in, I think, Riverbrand. Never saw actual play, until today, where I decided that her evolved version, if you trade once into a follower, becomes a 9 whatever hit points, not important, but a 9 attack follower on turn 5, which discounts Checkmate. And then there's also Lucy, or good old Lucifer, evolved, becomes a 9 attack follower, which once again discounts Checkmate. And then if that's 3 different followers we can use to discount Checkmate, and that's not all. For another cheap way of getting a big follower to discount Checkmate, we have just need to spell boost 10 times, and will reanimate one of these 3 big guys, evolve them so they get above the threshold, get into 9 attack territory to discount Checkmate, and we even get a face shield on top of it. So since we want to keep the face shield, ideally we don't want to reanimate Gunlord. Ideally best case is Lucifer. Flame Destroyer is still decent. Gunlord is probably the worst, but it's also not bad, especially since you want to get Checkmate to 1 mana by, let's see, you discount once on turn 5, 6, and 7 by turn 8. You aim for lethal on turn 8. And then for lethal pattern, it's really easy. You want at least 2 Checkmates in your hand to be at 1 cost. So because we don't have a lot of pawn generators in rotation right now, the first Checkmate will be used to satisfy magical pawns. If at least 8 allied magical pawns have left play condition, so that all of them becomes 3 attack followers instead of 1, including the buff from Checkmate. And then any other damage, you're gonna have to supplement it somewhere else. Mostly you're gonna supplement it from check, but yes, you get the idea. And then we also have Case Crack is back. Makes another appearance. Case Crack, if any enemy wards is in your way that you decided should not be in your way, Case Crack. And yes, that's basically it for the deck. You spell boost your way to big followers, discount Checkmate, and you win. Does this make Checkmate any good? Nope, not at all. But I will point out that it is really funny that I managed to, in one deck, include not 1, not 2, but 4 unusable cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. All in the same deck. This is probably a Zox first. But hey, I might be wrong. Anyways, here's the QR code. Deck list will not be in the description, but if you are new to the channel and you want to see more silly Shadowverse content like this, remember leave a like, leave a subscribe, and without further ado, let's get right on to the gameplay. Well, great, this is the first game of the video. Surely it will go as well as we all think it would. Yeah, surely. So, first game, we're up against Big Dragon. Honestly, not the worst matchup I've ever been in. This deck is a lot weaker against mid-game decks, so probably decks like Buff Dragon, Swordcraft in general, a lot of followers in the middle game, I will have a lot of trouble dealing with. especially if I can drop a big guy on 5. Right now, I secured 3 checkmates in hand, which, funnily enough, isn't bad. I'm not kidding, this is actually not the worst. And then I use a check here to draw through my deck. Honestly, I should have saved it, but in hindsight, I don't know what I was thinking either. But who knows. We did get a 2-1 out. We also have in hand, we have Blitz, we have all the cards. We are spell boosting our Fate's hand, which will be useful later on. Currently, at this point in time, I still need to look for at least one of our big guys. Right now, since we are going to turn 5, I'm hoping to hit Gunlord right off the top. Wouldn't that be nice, right? Just having a Gunlord? Well, there she is. Immediately, 6-9 off the top, trade it in. I didn't care if she survives the next turn or not. If she does, amazing. If she doesn't, so be it. But what is important is that she has discounted our checkmates by 3. I got a 9 mana discount in my hand. Huge. Am I right? Case crack, no one cares. He actually saved me 1 hit point there, which, you know, is amazing. Then here we have check and slows command. Honestly, here I was hoping to at least be able to get another Gunlord, which I did. So it's not the end of the world yet. But as you can tell, we missed 1 turn of discount. So right now I'm going to have to push my little turns further and further back. But hey, maybe it's not as bad as we think it will be. So right now we are at 7 mana, which gives us the perfect turn to actually lock out one of their followers. Maybe I shouldn't have done, there might be having better ways to do that. And then our second play is for Gunlord, so that we can discount our checkmates even further, down to 4 mana. So who knows what they can do at 10 mana? A lot of shenanigans. First of all, the General Dragon comes down and they're gonna actually get a pretty scary board. And even have a Voracious Venomoth to back it up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really afraid this could really well be the end of me. But hey, it's not over. I still have is amazing right now. I already spell boosted 10. Unfortunately, I have to trade with Gunlord here, which means I am going to lose my damage shield, which I love so much. I got a good hit with that. Well, maybe there's a better way I could have done this. But all in all, it's still a pretty good hand. And now I have discounted all my checkmates down to 1 mana. Isn't this glorious? They played another Voracious Venomoth, which means my checkmates go to 3, but it's fine since it's turn 9. Unfortunately, I made a mistake. So here's the thing. Well, of course I did trade these guys in, thinking that they'll buff out my guys even further. But here's the thing. I played the second checkmate. They are 3/3s. They are amazing. And I played the third one, but I forgot a really key detail. As you can tell, this isn't lethal. It could have been a really rare 3 checkmate lethal. But what happened? Let's read the card. Summon 5 magical pawns and give them +1/+0 and storm. What I thought would happen is it will summon 5 magical pawns and then you give all the pawns on board +1/+0 and storm. But it's N. So if I just play checkmate with no space on board, it summons 5 magical pawns outside of the board and give those +1/+0 and storm while ignoring the pawns I already have on board. What I originally thought would happen is that I will get a full board of guys, I'll play checkmate, and all of the pawns I already have on board will get +1/+0 and storm. Again, essentially making them 4/4s, which would have been perfect lethal. Unfortunately, that is not the case. And I couldn't even play check because they already have Venomoth out on board. Another reason to hate checkmate, even though it's already such a bad card. This is why you read your cards, guys. I'm not satisfied at all. Side games! Why? So as you could probably tell, after that last game, I've taken a complete, probably not complete, but mostly I took another approach to actually getting to our combo win, which, well, this time I'll be relying on check, since apparently checkmate doesn't buff the pawns that are already on board, even though it really should, like, just for the sake of chess or whatever meager cards chess have left in standard. Like, come on. Come on, man. Like, really? You're telling me I played, it's a 10 mana card and you can't even bother to buff the pawns that are already on board? What do you want me to do? But anyways, moving on, this is Last Word Shadow, and you can tell. But recently, most of my meme decks, I have a lot of success with Last Word Shadows. Biggest reason why is they don't maintain a lot of pop presence. They keep killing off their own units. Their little guys, like, their guys are really little, so I have a really easy time dealing with them. Here I decided to take the mill because I basically secured all my combo pieces. I have one Flamebringer, I have one Lucifer, and I have one in hand, which will be enough to bring the 2 checkmates I already have in hand down to 1 mana. And then I also have 2 Blitz. Our worst mill here will probably be check, which I might need. But hey, if I'm positive enough, I won't draw it. I did draw Case Crack though, which honestly would have been really useful, but since it's turn 5, I have to drop Lucifer regardless anyways. So here, Lucifer, I decided to send it on into the 1-1. Reason why, it mana cheat, she summons another guy out of the board, and they're probably going to trade Alice into my Lucifer regardless anyway, so there's no point not trading away the 1-1, which will be a better keep for them instead of, which actually they would love to have instead of, because they'll just take Alice again regardless anyways. But hey, that's what it is. So we are at 6 mana. They actually managed to get turn 6 Alice out, which honestly I'm a little bit scared. It could have been pretty bad. I'm at 40 hit points, but right now I do have Mastering. What is this card? Mastering Melody, which heals 2. I have 2 Blitz, which also heals 2, and I have enough spell boost to actually get to spell boost 10, which means she'll reanimate Lucifer, evolve him, and I also get a Dead Face Shield on top of it, which, well, is pretty good. And even following that, Flame Destroyer is also reduced to 0 mana, so also really good, which means I can use him next turn to discount checkmate, and I still have mana left over to play more cards. Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. Grave Void Knight fused into Grave Adjudicator. I don't really get this play. He wasted a whole turn basically for nothing, and yeah, he has to use it to trade into my Lucifer, otherwise he's gonna die. Which, well, I wouldn't have killed him regardless anyways, but you know what, it's not bad for me, so I don't really care. So here I decided to play Flamebringer, obviously. If I play Gunlord, I will have to trade into the guy, and then I'll lose my face shield. It's not a good choice for me regardless. And I just drew again, because why not? Flamebringer is, and even trade with Flamebringer here is because there's no point trading. If I traded into who's this? Into the Amaterasu, I'll just buff up the Grave Adjudicator for no good reason at all. Here they should have at least an Instant Death in hand. I'm not sure why they decided not to play him. He could have buffed his Adjudicator up by a lot, and he could have gotten a lot more burn on my leader, but who knows? I'm not here to question my opponent's misplays. But you know what? It's good for me because I get a checkmate win. It's good. Oh, it's good. Look, the first checkmate, traded everything in just to make sure my next checkmate will have enough pawns leave play for it. All the pawns will get +1/+0, so all of them are basically 3 damage with Storm. And then I still have to evolve for 17 damage, which is exact lethal if you don't look at the extra magical missile in my hand. Well, we did it! Checkmate lethal in a spell chest deck. Let me see if I do find another game after this one. So yes, I'm gonna start this recording from the end just because I just want to... You know what, I think my opponent took pity on me for this one. They were at 30 hit points. I have absolutely no way of winning this game by natural means, except by 1, which unfortunately it just doesn't work. So here, either my opponent is taking pity on me, or they didn't realize they missed lethal, or they were just overconfident and cocky. But you know what, no matter what the reason is, I get to show you this intended way of winning the game, which, well, as you can tell, is not easy to pull off. But it is indeed checkmate full 20 damage OTK. Or even 30 damage if you want to discount that 1 turn. But hey, it is possible.